After leaving the Whispering Ruins, Pantheon and Lyra continued their journey across the wild lands of Elaria. For several days, they traveled north, where the forests slowly gave way to rocky hills and towering mountains that touched the clouds. The air grew colder as they climbed higher along a narrow mountain road. Pantheon looked up at the massive peaks ahead. "So this is Stone Valley?" he asked. Lyra nodded. "Yes, the valley lies between those mountains. Few people live there." Pantheon adjusted the blue cape on his armor as the wind blew strongly across the cliffs. "Why are we going there?" Lyra glanced toward the distant valley. "Travelers have been disappearing along this road. Some say a giant has been attacking caravans." Pantheon frowned. "A giant?" Lyra shrugged slightly. "That's what the rumors say." Pantheon rested Dawnbringer on his shoulder. "Well, if something dangerous is threatening travelers, we should investigate." As they continued along the rocky path, they suddenly saw something strange ahead. A merchant wagon had been overturned. Wooden crates lay scattered across the ground. The horses were gone, and deep footprints were pressed into the dirt, footprints far larger than any humans. Pantheon slowly knelt beside one of them. "That's definitely not human," Lyra whispered softly. "No, it's a giant." The wind suddenly became stronger. Loose stones rolled down the cliffside. Pantheon stood slowly and gripped his sword. "Did you hear that?" Before Lyra could answer, a massive shadow moved across the road. Then the ground shook. From behind a giant boulder, a huge figure stepped forward. He was enormous, nearly 3 times the height of a man. His shoulders were covered in fur armor, and his long beard was braided with small metal rings. In his hands, he carried a gigantic warhammer. Lyra quickly raised her bow. "The giant?" The giant's deep voice echoed across the valley. "Leave this place." Pantheon stepped forward calmly. "We're not here to fight." But the giant slammed his hammer into the ground. Boom, the earth trembled. "No travelers allowed." Pantheon looked at Lyra. "I guess negotiation isn't working." The giant charged forward. Pantheon lifted Dawnbringer, the blade glowing brightly in the mountain air. The battle had begun. The giant swung his hammer with incredible strength. Pantheon rolled aside just as the weapon crashed into the ground, shattering rocks. Lyra fired an arrow. It struck the giant's shoulder armor but barely slowed him. Pantheon dashed forward, slashing with Dawnbringer. The glowing blade cut across the giant's hammer, sending sparks flying. But the giant was unbelievably strong. He pushed Pantheon back with one massive swing. Pantheon slid across the dirt before regaining his balance. Lyra shouted from behind a rock. "Pantheon, aim for his weapon." Pantheon nodded. The giant raised the hammer again. But this time Pantheon moved faster. He leapt forward, spinning in the air. Dawnbringer flashed with golden light. Clang! The sword struck the giant hammer's handle. Cracks spread across the wood. The giant swung again. Pantheon dodged and struck once more. Crack! The hammer handle finally broke. The massive weapon crashed onto the ground. The giant stared at the broken hammer in shock. Pantheon pointed his glowing sword forward. "We don't want to hurt you." For a moment, the valley fell silent. The giant slowly raised his empty hands. "I will not fight anymore." Pantheon lowered his sword. Lyra stepped forward carefully. "Then tell us something," she said. "Why were you attacking travelers?" The giant looked toward the mountains behind him. "My name is Brakka." His voice was calmer now. "Monsters have been coming down from the mountains at night." Pantheon frowned. "Shadow monsters?" Brakka nodded. "They attacked my home. I tried to warn the travelers to stay away, but they kept coming." Lyra and Pantheon exchanged glances. Pantheon spoke gently. "We're fighting those same monsters." Brakka looked at Dawnbringer glowing in Pantheon's hand. "You fight the shadows?" Pantheon nodded. "Yes." Brakka stood quietly for a moment. Then he picked up the broken pieces of his hammer. "I owe you an apology, Little Knight." Pantheon smiled. "You're not the first person who attacked me by mistake," Lyra sighed, "and probably not the last." Brakka laughed loudly, a deep rumbling laugh that echoed across the valley. Then he looked at them both. "If you fight the darkness, then I will help you." Pantheon's eyes widened. "You mean join us?" Brakka nodded. "The mountains are no longer safe. If darkness spreads across Elaria, it will reach every land." Pantheon extended his hand. "Then welcome to the journey." The giant warrior clasped Pantheon's arm, and just like that, the group that would one day be known as the Guardians of the Dawn had gained its second powerful ally. But far away, deep within the Fortress of Shadows, something ancient stirred once again.